welcome back. Told you it was going to be a quick break. A little bit quicker than I would have wanted to. You know, I wanted to go get a drink of water, but you know what? The Timur, our producer guy, was like, no, only 1 minute. And they're pretty demanding here in Ukraine. But we are back. Myself, Imperium, joined by Gio. We already had one fantastic Erangel game with Unity coming out on top with a nice, juicy amount of points, 20 in total.
Juicy.
Juicy.
Yeah.
Looking at those standings. The good thing for Airstation Mike in that last game is even though they only scored 1 point, PG18 only scored 2, and Tornado Energy, they only scored... Actually, no, PG18 scored 3 and Tornado Energy scored 2. The biggest beneficiary of that last game was, of course, 3D Max jumping into second overall, but it's still very close between the top 4 for now.
I mean, and even then, 3D Max, they didn't get as far as we thought that they might have, so it wasn't too much of a disaster for Airstation Mike, but they can't, you know, they've had 2 games in a row now where they've been the first team to be eliminated.
True.
And they can't, you know, let it slip. They can't let that become a habit. But, like, we know that they're great players. We know that they know what to do to pick it up. So now, coming into our second Erangel game. So what we actually saw, or rather didn't see, on the last one was none of the teams went to the military base. Do you think anyone's going to go there this time?
Yes.
Yeah? Do you think it'll be Northern Lights?
Actually, no, nobody's going to go anywhere near.
I mean, the trajectory is quite far away.
By the way, I just said yes without looking at the plane trajectory. Nobody has to think that, like, no.
When I was saying it,
like, I said yeah for the laugh. Like,
when I was saying it, I was thinking, plane trajectory is a little bit far away, but I'm going to ask the question anyway. And you went yes, and I was like,
I know,
that's not what I was
expecting.
Like,
sorry.
I mean, look where Jokers are going, up to their spot.
But look where Milky Way are going. Milky Way and Unity and ELGIG all around George Paul. What the hell? Like...
They're going on a group holiday. It's a stag do.
It does concern me a little bit. When a team changes loot spot from one game to another, that does worry me about their confidence in their strategy, in their thought processes, looking 1 to 2 steps ahead of the game. Part of the reason why teams drop in the same place every game is because they have a certain set of strategies, they have a certain set of plays that they like to make based on the circles.
Yeah.
Whereas when you change up from one game to another, it does worry me a little bit. But you mentioned that circle, that phase 1. I don't know if it could be any more north.
I mean, YMCA are going to be the ones who sort of have the hardest job here because they've got to commute all the way to the other end.
Wait. Oh, I know Primorsk was pretty hard to get to, but YMCA, they've gone to Milta Power. So a couple of shifts in drop positions for these teams just to keep us on our toes.
I mean, I think part of it is not even just about not feeling confident, but it's about trying to throw the other teams off.
Well, I think with YMCA, they like to land in Milta if they can't get to Primorsk, so that's less surprising. But I just think you add in the fact that Milky Way changed the airdrop location as we see this early game fight between these two teams. Who is going to get the better of it? You got to say Unity. They need to take this battle far more effectively than Milky Way because they need the points more than Milky Way. Of course, Milky Way will want to get a good result under their belt for this week. They'll want to go in. They'll want to go in today's games with a strong result.
Yeah, Milky Way, they have been making some mistakes. They have been making some mistakes recently where they do kind of get a bit careless and allow some of their members to fall a bit earlier than you'd like to see. But it is an early engagement, and Unity, after such a good game, you'd sort of expect them to be a little quieter, which they were in the last game, but instead engaging. But Orange is going to be falling down to off-string, so maybe this fight's going to be going in the favor of Milky Way as Orange actually gets put into the ground.
Oh man, Quizzy is now flanking around from the north side across the road. You have a Nuktiv there behind the Wizard Tower. Snoopy's behind the wall. The Molotovs are just being thrown out to try and reposition. Nuktiv gets caught by DP. Unity finds Mans. Snoopy finds iZoom. Snoopy getting the work done for this team. And they do get the better Milky Way. Snoopy, you goddamn monster. You pretty much took down the whole of Milky Way.
Those XXXs at the, the kisses at the end of his name. I'd like to give him a kiss. Well done, Snoopy.
Okay. I'm not even going to make a comment on that, by the way. Let's keep a PG.
Yeah, well,
for the
speaking
chat.
of PG-18, so you get that segue. They're not really doing anything that interesting right now.
Yeah,
they're just trying to rotate into the side.
I'll still give you that right. Look,
I just had to use the segue.
I honestly have to give you a high five for that, to be honest. Anyway, so outside of what we just seen with Uni getting the better Milky Way, now we can talk about these teams rotating because of Circle is so far north, west. A lot of the teams that have kind of landed in and around the mainland between Pachinki and Rozhok, they're going to have to try and find a solid place to get into Circle. Team Moops, they're a little bit ahead of the game and they're rotating just in between PG-18. You have Quick Math and Northern Lights on the southwest side of the Circle. Airstation might, they normally like to rotate early, but they're leaving a little bit later. And when you look at the northwest side, InsideGames have gone pretty much the north of Jazza, and they're heading into Circle in a much safer position, as are 3D Max, who are already inside the Circle.
It's interesting seeing how Jokers are rotating because, well, speaking of rotating, Moops are trying to drive away fast as Morpheus is getting some shots in on them. Interestingly, they're not going for those engages. They're not jumping out their vehicles to try and start that, although, well, I was wondering if they were going to slow down there. It looks like they're just going to head straight for the road.
Well, they kind of took the break. The shots were even fired by ELGIG. They kind of stopped in an area of protection. Now they look to reset themselves and move on forward. They do have to be careful. They're holding that center circle position in the compounds, but they're still finding the spot that they want to hold on to. With Jokers to the north, ELGIG to the south, it's looking a little bit hairier for Team Moops than they would like, but I still got to give them credit by having that forward thinking to get into Circle quickly and make that rotation. That will hopefully pay off for them in the future phases.
Just having a look at where all the teams are going. We're seeing kind of a few of them just try and set up at various compounds. So at the very least, they're holding on to them. Last Crew being one of them. We saw them doing that similar in the last game. Airstation Mike, interesting rotation here. They're going all the way around. Going to maybe come up from underneath where Unity are, just southwest of the hospital. Yeah. Or maybe they'll even get in a boat.
No, they don't like to play the boat play unless it's really required.
I don't know. They're all very close to that coast. I guess we will wait and find out. They probably just don't want to come in 16th. I mean, there are only 15 teams left, so they can't come. Well, they can't come in 16th place.
What I like about Airstation Mike is at the start of the finals, compared to the group stage, they did play a bit more of a passive strategy, and then they found their aggression, they found their play style later on in the finals, which put them up in first. So we also know that when they need to back off, when they need to play a little bit safer, they can reset themselves and say, hey, look, guys, let's just kind of play a little bit more passively, get back into the flow of things, and when those good results come, then we can start being a bit more aggressive.
Yeah. Which, well, they've gone for this sort of 2-2 now, but actually we're having a look at YMCA. They're also making, a lot of these teams are, in vehicles making kind of long commutes, because obviously the circle's still fairly big right now. Everyone's trying to make sure they're actually within the bounds. So we're seeing a lot of vehicles because people are just trying to find their positions. But actually where YMCA come in, that's where we're going to be finding some gunfights happening between InsideGames and Tornado Energy. So potentially going to be looking to go a little bit north of that, but they are going to run into Tempest in the meantime, so probably quite a dangerous place to be right now.
Well, even though the circle's quite big, obviously with it being phase 1, because you have about 35% water, it does take away that landmass as Inuktiv gets caught out by KnorkiS. KnorkiS then, of course, confirms that kill. Snoopy's looking around. We did see Uni take down Milky Way, but now they've got to try and get the better of ELGIGANTEN. ghostar knocked down by Snoopy. Snoopy, the one-man army, with the backup, with the support from Quizzy. It's going to leave Uni down to 2 players, but honestly, Quizzy and Snoopy, if there's 2 players that are going to get the job done in this game, it's going to be them 2 together on the side of Unity.
Definitely going to be them. But now, look, we're seeing Melman just kind of crawling around. He's been damaged. Got away from some team members, but while they're being shot at by Odstrelovac, it's going to make it a little bit harder for them to get to him. Compot's actually going off on his own little venture as well. I really think Tornado have just found themselves in this difficult position. But, wow, okay, this next circle centered around the shooting range, where the majority of these teams already are.
Oh, now Quizzy connects onto Marcelek. ghostar, of course, confirmed kill. MOORPHEUS is there. We have a couple of members of ELGIGANTEN left standing. MOORPHEUS is just cross road. Yeah, you have KnorkiS there. So it's KnorkiS and MOORPHEUS. They're a little bit separated. Both teams are now outside the circle for this phase 2 because of the shift up north. Tornado Erangel trying to get away. Example is just kind of dancing around those bullets, heading into the path of AK skills. That car is smoking. He's going to have to try and heal up, possibly prone down. Grenade being popped out by AK skills. Does not connect onto example for now. All the while in the kill feed. Better luck next time. And quick math going at each other.
Now, better luck next time. Moving forward a little bit. Quick math still joining in with the fight. Pelt's is going to be going down pretty easily by Kizik. But, oh ho ho!
3D Max catches last crew out. Solar with that grenade. No, gonna put a lot of hurt onto last crew. Jappy left standing. Last crew eliminated in 15th place. My God, 3D Max getting the work done in the center of this circle.
And that's why you don't stand there all together out in the open, especially next to a vehicle which is exceptionally, flammable. You do end up in situations like that, especially if you are in that low ground. So that's going to be last crew kissing their lives goodbye. So now actually seeing YMCA joining in some of these fights examples, trying to get a good look in on StarLadder, but he is a little bit behind a tree. In fact, he's going to be using smoke right now. They're going to try and, well, I was going to say potentially get away, but actually they've decided to set up here. Maybe going to go for Solar, who's not far away. Compot's lying prone now. Example, okay, he's going to be hit by that nade pretty hard.
Wow.
So this is, and this is just where last crew died.
Wow. Who needs guns when you have grenades when you're 3D Max? Solar and Phantom popping off. Compot confirmed. Example will die out. If not with a grenade, he will obviously just kind of get himself taken out. Hani and the rest of the Tempest crew are kind of split in a 2-2. Wanderer gets knocked down. Joker's the boom. Their 3-man team lost Moon earlier on, leaving just TheTab and the rest of Jokers there as PG18 trying to return fire to push Jokers away. The circle, the blue zone is now closing in. We're going to see a next phase in the next 35 seconds. The only team that is outside of the circle, that is Airstation Mike. They're rotating up from the southwest. Okay, bro, quick math. They're coming together. Okay, bro, gets taken out by quick math.
Like you say, they're coming together as if, they're coming together as friends. And it's like, oh,
together
he got taken out.
right now.
Well, we're actually seeing PG18 hiding behind some of these smokes right now. So they've invested some of that utility to try and potentially get some shots onto Jokers. In fact, that nade's going to be landing onto Daboom by D's. He's brought out a weapon now instead. Not just gonna. This isn't just gonna be a game of nade play.
I know, but you know what? The grenade plays we've seen has not been like spamming 8, 10, 12 grenades at once.
It's been calculated.
They've actually been pretty calculated nade shots, and I'm okay with that, right? Yeah, okay. A lot of players aren't fans of the nade meta, and at times I don't like it, but when it's kind of, nicely done, when they're accurate shots, when the throws are perfectly done and those Kobe's come through, you can't help but admire those nade shots. And now YMCA moving in from the south. They made their way across Milta, up the north west. Now they're heading down south. And they could look to get the better of 3D Max. The phase did pop and it went down south. So pretty much the majority of it is land.
Yeah, we're now actually seeing Tempest. They come down to where where Airstation Mike are.
Yep.
So potentially they're going to find themselves in an altercation earlier than they really wanted. They've been trying to play their lives. So now they're surrounded. Clip's going to be shot by Jazza. Question is, will it be confirmed? All right, well, he's going to be lying in the ground there, little skull above his name. But all of Airstation Mike, they're all kind of hugging together here.
Yeah, of course.
All very close behind this kind of small building.
There's a reason why they have a player called Hugstar.
True.
Yep.
The star. Yeah, actually, you say that. If he's the star of hugs, I want to know how good his hugs are.
Okay, fair enough.
Don't you?
No, I haven't thought about it.
Yeah,
He's
well,
a nice
no, nor
guy.
have I until you just said that.
I've had great contact with him, so if his hugs are as nice as his communication is, and
Iceland's
and all
top
that,
hugger.
fair enough. And now BetterLuckNxTime, they're rotating in from the east side. They're getting close to Aliyah. Aliyah is the only one standing for Tornado Energy, trying to pop the shots off. Maybe he's just alerted BetterLuckNxTime to his death. That could go against Aliyah. Maybe he should have just stayed a little bit quiet because the house he's in is inside the circle. Grenades being popped out to try and push BetterLuckNxTime away, but with the counter grenades being thrown out by BetterLuckNxTime, it's going to be tough for Aliyah to hold on to it. And fake connects on. Tornado Energy are eliminated in 14th.
Really, if you're going to hide out on a balcony, I understand he wanted to avoid those potential nades, but you are opening yourself up, and the team really were surrounding him. So, as you say, they've gone out now.
I think it initially came back that he alerted BetterLuckNxTime with those shots, and because they were single shots, there was not like a multiple amount of shots. BetterLuckNxTime were pretty confident there was just one player in that house. It could have been two at max, but I like the way that BetterLuckNxTime, they just went for it. And of course, they did get a kill point in their favor, as we do see ELGIGANTEN moves. They're on the west side, outside the circle. It's centered up in this phase 4, allowing the likes of PG18, Jokers, Quick Math, 3D Max, YMCA, InsideGames now, Northern Lights, and Airstation Mike inside the circle. Tempest down the south, directly. They are just inside it. Team Moops and ELGIGANTEN, they're fighting on the west side.
Yeah, MOORPHEUS actually quite a bit outside the bounds of the circle there.
Yep.
Team Moops doing well to have survived, this long as a full squad. The question is going to be whether they can hold their own against ELGIGANTEN. KnorkiS trying to be a little bit more aggressive onto KnorkiS, who actually made it into those tables for the top fraggers in the last game, but he's going to be falling. Kind of. Well, this is the thing. Double's coming along, and he's going to be taken down as well. And there's only a rock really to kind of hide KnorkiS, so they're in a bad position. Hawkey's looking out to see how he can potentially avenge and protect his teammates. KnorkiS is going to be knocked down with a nade.
Okay, nice trade from Team Moves. They get the better of LG going down in 13th space, but you gotta say, they did not need to lose 2 members in that trade. That was a bit of a miscommunication, bit of a misplay from Team Moves. However, they will soldier on. They've got to make their way into the circle from the west side. They're going to go close to PG18. PG18 are actually going aggressive against Team Moves. They've actually pushed themselves outside the circle just to say, hey, look, we can we can make our way back into the circle, because Recrent is there to kind of hold on to their position and provide vision and information to the rest of his team. Great push by PG18. Let's see how quickly it will work out for them.
Yeah, you can see they got sights there onto KnorkiS, and this is what Ubika's going for right now. He's hiding behind that tree, so he's a little bit out in the open. Hawkey's going to be going down to Reggie Beardo. Don't want to be falling to a teammate.
Oh, wow. Tempest have actually taken down Recruit from PG18. So that's just going to leave Deez, Ubika, and the Wanderer alive for PG18. Hawkey goes down to the play zone. This is going to be a matter of time for Team Moose to go out. They are going to look to try and rotate up north. KnorkiS staying down prone. Quizzy connects onto Ubika. Is this going to be the turnaround? Are Unity going to help Team moves and get the better of PG18. K-Dorn spots it out. He hears those shots. He's down to 31 health. Reggie Beardo is alive. He's trying to get the revive. Can he catch PG18 out? But he goes down, but to the Wanderer. Unfortunately, that does not happen, but Reggie Beardo is there in the blue zone. The grenades are going to get popped out. Going to at least confirm a couple more points for his side. Yes, he will, but he's going to most likely go down to the play zone, and Team Moves do get taken out in 12th place. That aggression from PG18, it initially was good. They were a 4-man squad, but it's gone against them because they're now only down to 1 player.
Yeah, I mean, it was certainly a valiant effort from both teams, but the second that Unity started shooting onto both of them at the same time, that added that pressure that made it so much harder for there to be one good side and one bad. But now we're finding out what our next phase circle is, and we're still having the shooting range right in the north side there. And that means, you know, we have teams like 3D Max, like InsideGames, who are still very much inside that, and we're going to have those teams like Unity having to, you know, forcefully move over towards the east.
Yeah, it's going to be tough for Unity because they're going into a bit of an open where you just got to try and push your way through. They can head down south. You have Airstation Mike and Northern Lights. Great push coming out from Northern Lights. PG18 do go out at the hands of InsideGames, so it's going to be another point for InsideGames. Perfect is outside that building. Deep is there. Airstation Mike is there. Grenade gets popped out. We do see one knockdown. ToWzErA is now just trying to peek his way through. Hugstar is outside that building. Fake, can he be revived? I don't think he can. That was a bit of a dodgy grenade that came out from ToWzErA, unfortunately, hitting that minivan, and it's going to be a Kobe up over the building, not connecting anywhere for now. It's a 2v2 between Northern Lights and Airstation Mike. Both teams are just on the edge of this circle. Quick math will be alerted to those noises, to the sound of those shots, as we do now turn around to Snoopy and Seth. Snoopy gets a better set.
Just standing straight in front of each other. It was quite amusing, actually, but you know, actually, Hugstar's seemingly got a vehicle here, so he's going to jump out. I was wondering if they were just going to try and escape this fight.
They could.
Yeah.
If he can get the revive onto Fake, which I don't think he can, and I don't think it's even worth it, to be honest, because Northern Lights know that Fake is there, and if the second he peeks out away from that vehicle, away from that building, it's just going to be caught out. ToWzErA gets connected on by QuickMath. I told you QuickMath could join in. They made their way down from the east to the south, looking to get a little bit of hurt on any of these two teams. They don't care who it is. If they can find those kills, they will get it done. They've got 4 already. They're going to look to take out both Northern Lights and Airstation Mike, as Airstation Mike do go down in 9th place, leaving just Northern Lights there on the south side of the circle. Perfectus, he's going to look to get revived up 35 seconds before we see phase 6. Is it going to shift up north? Is it going to shift down south? Who is it going to hurt? Who is it going to impact the most? It's definitely not going to impact Snoopy because he gets taken down by Hjort.
Tempest still staying here as a full squad. Definitely a strong position to be in. They're one of 3 teams who are in that situation. And I think they're just kind of waiting to see where this circle is going to go before they make any rash decision, because, you know, they're in a great position right now where they're not super surrounded by a lot of teams. You know, it's more those teams up in the north that have that situation. But actually, looking like it's going to be a really central circle here.
Okay,
missing most of the shooting range as well.
The only team that is inside circle is InsideGames, but it's only 2 members. You have seniks and you have Pixelix are inside the circle on the edge of shooting range. That's where the rest of InsideGames have the communication, getting in those vehicles, hugging the edge, hugging the wall of that shooting range, and joining the rest of their team. Great split coming out from InsideGames. That has paid off for now. It means they're going to be able to camp the likes of 3D Max or YMCA, or avoid the hassle, allow YMCA and 3D Max to take each other out. They can pick up the pieces. But Hjort, Tempest, they're looking to pick up more pieces, connecting onto deep, leaving Perfectix on his own. He's now prone down. He's got to be under pressure because he has to try and get in the circle. And he's surrounded by both QuickMath and Tempest. You need to go down in 8th place, though.
Yeah, because Jubesic also looking in his direction. We're also seeing Enzelenzo shooting towards him. It looks like it's probably not going to be a good time here for Perfectix. maybe just, there we go.
Shots
Going to be going down at the 7th place spot. And it was just potentially one of those situations where it would have been better for him to let himself die to the blue instead of giving the points away. But regardless, that means now that Tempest and QuickMath are potentially going to be moving in towards each other, although we are seeing Diggory looking over towards where BetterLuckNxTime are. He's got Faultlessly, kind of in his sights. He's using the smoke.
Circle. Yeah, he's outside circle because Kizik is inside circle, so he's using that information just to kind of say, hey, look, it's safe for now, but be a little bit careful. Diggory's trying to flank around. The only potential issue is that he's on his own. Encelenzo is a little bit behind him to the west side, giving a bit more vision and protection to QuickMath and to Diggory. So that could work out for now. Faultlessly throws a grenade out, try to push Diggory back. Both teams are inside circle. Tempest could catch out Jupsik from QuickMath if he doesn't peek too far, but this is what I was talking about. YMCA and 3D Max, they're outside the circle. They're in shooting range. Man, if that namesake doesn't speak for itself as the shots go flying out, you got to say it's definitely in the advantage of YMCA because they have 3D Max surrounded, and there's also InsideGames there that could look to take away a couple of kills.
Well, the nade doesn't quite connect, so 3D Max still standing, but as I say, that solo's going to be going down to Turbo Banani. It's going to make it a little bit harder here, and now InsideGames, they're going to be shot at. Sampula's not going to commit too much, but it does mean this pressure is on, and now we see the next circle going all the way to the west.
Wow.
So not only have they got to deal with this pressure from the shots, but they also have to make their way over to be inside this next circle.
Wookie Bookie loves his bolt actions, and he does connect onto Encelenzo of QuickMath, putting QuickMath in a bit of a tough situation. Can they return shots from Jupsik, push Tempest away? fEJK finds Secura. YMCA does find Noki, putting 3D Max down to 2 players. There's Furax and Phantom left standing, but InsideGames are there. InsideGames are actually kind of ignoring them a little bit, other than Zampeek, and they're making their way into the circle. Oh my lord. QuickMath get eliminated by Tempest. I told you it was going to be tough, and BetterLuckNxTime joining in on the fun. Phantom is just left standing by 3D Max, proning his way through, trying to find his way into the circle. It's going to be tough. He's most likely going to take a lot of tick damage from that blue zone, and he won't last too long.
Yeah, huge there. And InsideGames have such good sights down onto YMCA. We're seeing Odstrelovac shoot down here. Is he going to be able to connect, though? That was a pretty huge damage being done there. And now Sampula trying to help his teammates up, but he's also in that firing range.
Wow, Zampeek got caught out by 3D Max, Gio. BetterLuckNxTime go down to the hands of Wookie Bookie. His bolt action and Tempest, and Phantom connects on to YMCA. You don't get the squad wipe job done, you're gonna pay the price. 3D Max gets that 12th kill for his side. Can he catch a Turbo Banana?
No.
He does. YMCA are eliminated in 4th. Phantom, you man of the moment, you beast.
Phantom,
it does not matter what happens, you've done the job.
An absolute monster. He is the last of his team standing and still doing well for them. Now, we're watching Hanny, seeing if he can get this nade down onto InsideGames. Now
it's down to 2 teams. Odstrelovac, InsideGames, and Tempest. InsideGames, what can they do? Tempest have the high ground. It is a 3-on-3, but the connection comes through by Odstrelovac. Odstrelovac as he's known now, but InsideGames, they connect through. They get that chicken dinner with 6 kills. What a play by InsideGames.
Absolutely huge, and they were one of those teams that was in one of the difficult positions where we had some of those teams up towards the shooting range. There was the pressure on all of them, and it, even if the circle completely moved and they had to all rotate, it was always going to be a case of which of those teams was going to win out the necessary fights. And InsideGames turned out to be the one who did that, especially as they were sitting there, in the high ground. They had a good, sight position onto their opponents.
Thus, they had the advantage of having a 2-and-2 split, which was really clever. You normally don't see 2-and-2 splits that late in the game, right?
Yeah.
But because it's in such an awkward position, and also it's in an awkward location where if you get that circle shift away from you, that if you have that information and that intel that 2 teams that are in that next circle shift, you can get the rest of the team together, and that's what gave them that advantage. They didn't have the pressure of the circle. They didn't have the pressure of being in the middle of the shooting range. But man, we gotta talk about Phantom and 3D Max.
Oh my God, MVP of the game.
Like, credit to YMCA, they put 3D Max under a lot of pressure. But if you're not keeping an eye on the kill feed and you're not being aware that you've taken down or 3 members of 3D Max has been taken down, there's still 1 left standing, you don't kind of get the job done. I know YMCA were facing pressure from the Blue Zone and InsideGames, but it's like they just kind of thought, okay, look, let's just disregard, let's say, and it went against them.
I mean, you said it there how, there were these things working against them, but that's the nature of the game. And it separates the teams out, the ones that are able to do something that, like what Phantom just did, and the ones that can't. And when you can make the best out of that situation and go and get those extra points in that high pressure situation where things have been working against your team, that makes you stand out.
Look at it. Like, you see it on the highlights, a clutch moment. He didn't just get those knockdowns, he confirmed those kills. And Turbo Banani, we've seen him pull it in potential great plays, but that moment, he fell out.
It was disgusting, but it was fantastic.
Yeah. But now we do see the results of match 27 out of 48. Joker, Tornado Energy, and Last Crew all getting 0 points.
Yeah, and still a little bit of a difficult game there for Airstation, Mike. They tried to, be a little bit safer for a while, but they did get caught up in those fights. Now seeing the very top leaderboard. Look at those 14 kill points from 3D Max. Thank you, Based Phantom.
It's like, you know what? InsideGames, you get the chicken dinner. You enjoy it, have that kind of chicken dinner with roast potatoes, bit of gravy. But we'll take the kills, buddy. We'll get those points. 19 in total for them, looking as dangerous as we've seen them when they've been at the top of their game. Phantom with that damage, it speaks for itself.
Wow, what a shock. I am so surprised.
Oh, man.
Oh, my goodness. And I mean, even down there, the first member of InsideGames is Odstrelovac, sitting at 6 as for damage there. So even though they were able to get that first placement...
10 kills. On the highest kills from an individual player we saw previously in the game was 8. Phantom has knocked it out of the park. Phantom is just literally taking that top kill, said 8 and go, you know what? Boom, out the park, getting 10 kills for his side alone.
It's like, okay, in the notes that I have written down, over the course of, from the early half of the finals and sort of the end of the group stages, Phantom's average kills in general was 1.32.
Oh, yeah.
And his average now is going to be like, whoop.
Yeah, like he was always kind of at the top of the table when it came to kill feeds and the damage.
Oh, he's a great player, but he's just outdone himself.
Nah, he's just outdone himself indeed. But I tell you what, great action on that second game of Erangel. But we've still got 2 more games coming up. We're going to be going over to the sunny mountains, the sunny desert of Miramar for the 3rd game. And then we're going to be ending the day on Sandhawk as usual. But don't go away. Going to have a quick break. We'll be back in a couple of minutes.